how to understand your power and passion as a woman. Hello everybody, my name is Connie-Lee and today I'd like to speak to you about step 7 in my Healing Thrive process. And before I do that, remember to jump down to the comment section below, the description below, where I have given you a gift of an amazing free gift that I recommend that you download and you begin to integrate these steps in your everyday life. So without further ado, let's look at step number 7. Step number 7 is, they're all important, but I would say that we're saving the best for last. Step number 7 is by far the most important one because it looks at integrating, it looks at expanding and emancipating. And I really like that word emancipate because it means to remove the shackles, to remove the chains, to remove the handcuffs. And for me, for so long, the handcuff that I had was seeing myself as being in the corner of my life. And I removed myself physically from the corner situation in my life. But then what I did is I put myself into a new corner. And that new corner was wanting to be valued by the outside world. Really, really depressed because I felt that who I was really wasn't good enough. So the corner that I now placed myself in was the need to be valued by those outside of me. I hadn't begun to realize that my true power was found when I begin to integrate and understand who I am on the inside. So there's a difference between internal value and external value. Now the internal value is the knowing that you are important. You are important just because you are. There is nothing wrong with you. There is no right, there is no wrong. There is no judgment, I believe. Judgment comes from external value. If you see yourself through the eyes of internal value, then you know that who you are is important in everyday life. And what I was doing is I was denying the true essence of who I was. I was denying my true power. And when you deny who you truly are, you're constantly in a space of anxiety. And that's what I was. I was always in a space of anxiety, and I was never feeling good enough about myself because there was always this fear that I would never meet the expectations of the outer value. And of course I wouldn't, because that always changes. That's a judgment, and society changes the rules of what it means to be important all the time. So I began to live in my power when I removed the shackles of the external worth. Now, how did I begin to do this? It was a very long process, and I'm still doing it today, which is why I say that step number 7 is the expanding. And if you look at something that expands, what expands? Like a balloon maybe? I'm seeing it as a balloon, maybe you're blowing in air and the balloon is expanding. You know, it doesn't just go, well, okay, some things go, but in this analogy, no, what I mean is that when you're expanding, it's a slow process, and you're growing and you're growing and you're growing. And for me, it's taken a long time, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning. But I'm expanding every single day. And how am I expanding is I'm expanding by listening to that still voice that is telling me that who I am is important. You know, if you look at the vortex, like you might have read in some of my blogs earlier on in step number 1, if you look at the vortex, when you're living in the vortex of I am important, I am amazing, I am abundant, I am the perfect expression of who I am, then your life flows. And it's about stepping and being in this space in your everyday life, because the moment you step outside of that vortex, then you start to live in the space of heaviness. And whenever you're feeling heaviness, you're outside of that vortex. So it's to bring yourself back to this vortex every single day. And how you do that is by doing daily disciplines, daily rituals. We know that some of the most successful people wake up between the hours of 5 and 7. I'm not sure I want to wake up at 5, but you know, it is about setting that time aside for you. I wake up at 7 but I spend at least, I would say, 2 hours in the morning integrating concepts for me. You know, I'm reading and I'm journaling and I'm learning from other people and kind of just, you know, doing the things that I know I need in order to expand every single day. So I start the day off from the space of I am important. I am important. So my question to you today is, what are you going to be doing every single day? What steps are you going to be taking to integrate the concept of the inner worth versus the outside worth? So my recommendation is you begin to wake up at 7 and you spend 30 minutes every day just journaling, just visualizing, just bringing yourself to that space of I am important. You know, maybe you are listening to videos that really inspire you and link you to that feeling of lightness, which is linking you to that inner importance. You know, spend 30 minutes doing that. Spend 30 minutes then looking at visualizing. If you're you know, I'm an entrepreneur, and this is something I recommend to all entrepreneurs, and even if you are in a company yourself, is look at your company and look at, okay, well, how can I bring more abundance? How can I inspire people more? How can I share more? How can I add value more? And then you ask Spirit, you ask your inner value to teach you and to guide you and show you what steps, what practical steps to take to begin to expand that which, you know, you'd like to expand within your business, so you can truly remove those shackles. So it's been my absolute honor talking to you over the course of the last 7 videos, looking at helping you to understand what it means to understand your power and passion as a woman. Please do, if you like these videos, please share these videos, subscribe to my channel, please like and comment below. I only know and am able to support you if you comment below, so please do comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next series of videos. Thanks so much, guys.